The most disrespected person in America is the black woman. The most unprotected person in America is the black woman. The most neglected person in America is the black woman.
Hey, rebels, cosmic souls, how y'all really feeling out there today? Good. I hope so. I hope so. So, I want to invite y'all to Blaq Gurl Fya's Cosmic Revolution, where we are on a mission to pioneer the world's first neurodivergent focused social media production company. Our goal through this initiative is to amplify the superpower of your neurodivergent, which is creative geniusness, and provide economic and exposure opportunities for neurodivergent Black women while providing them with the tools and resources to help them live a comfortable and successful life. And yes, in that order. Today, I want today's live stream to be a little different because usually when I do a live stream, I kind of like focus on like the pain points Black women plights in Hollywood. But today, I want to focus on the iconic Issa Rae. She is one of my sheroes. She represents something astonishing and powerful of what of like the Renaissance and the revolution that we are currently seeing in Hollywood. Like she was a part of like a wave and a movement where more authentic representation of Black people, specifically Black women, was starting to be told in Hollywood, and I feel like more Black directors, specifically Black women, get funded in Hollywood, the more we would get like the stories that bring the humanity into Black women, specifically focusing, in my case, on neurodivergent Black women. So I want to play like a video of like Issa Rae, of like some of the challenges that she has to go through in getting Insecure greenlit. What was the series? Was it on HBO or Showtime? I can't necessarily remember, but yeah. So finna play this video right quick.
It was, fighting for certain things, even the title. I remember after our first table read, the then president was like, okay, it went really well. And at the end, we had a meeting, and he was like, can we talk about the title Insecure? And I was like, sure. And he was like, when I see these two women, I don't see insecure women. I see flawless, fierce, these confident women. And I'm like, that's the problem. Mm-hmm. I feel like, and especially at that time, that was the language around Black women. It was like superhuman, strong, can't do no wrong. And it was just like, I'm not like that. I'm not flawless. I'm not fierce. I'm not any of this. I don't feel like that every day. I did not wake up like this. Like, that was the language at the time. And that's hard on us. That's hard to live up to. And so if you're constantly projecting that, then it's just like, what about the everyday person? And so I was like, it's really important to me that we're titling these women, we're allowing them to be vulnerable, we're allowing them to be insecure, we're allowing them to be extremely flawed, which they are, and that's where the title comes from. And he was like, okay, it was just a suggestion. And then it was fine.
Okay, let me hop back on the screen. And like I think what Issa Rae was saying in that little like interview is like very important, because like we need to think about the movie tropes or the stereotypes of Black women in media. Like we see the overly strong Black woman, or the over sexualized, or she always have like an attitude. And a lot of times in these big blockbuster movies and Hollywood films, we don't ever get to see the humanity of like a Black woman. We don't ever get to see the layers, the multi-dimension, and how faceted Black women are. And I feel like a lot of times that's missing, in which move over to how Black women are treated in society, because a lot of people, because media is a very powerful tool. Everyone have access to the media, and and like complete strangers around the world can have like an assumption of someone based on how they see how a certain group is portrayed in the media, and how we've seen countless stories of the challenges Black women have faced. And I'm all about changing this narrative of creating a more like diverse media landscape, because like I also feel sometimes within the Black community, recently what's going on with the reboot of Good Times sitcom, that's going to be premiering on Netflix. And now I agree with some of the plight and some of the arguments being made. Um, but I kind of disagree with some facts of what some Black people were saying, that the Good Time reboot on Netflix is kind of like a minstrel show. And I'm like, that's kind of going too far, because like, are we forgetting about the Black exploitation era within media? And are we thinking and forgetting about different cartoons of how it portrayed Black people? Because a lot of times when I even see other Black filmmakers or content creators, they are stuck in this box of how, of who we was taught, who we need to be, of how media and the stereotypes that have been created about us ever since we stopped working for America for free, since 1865, Anti-Master Proclamation, whatever you want to call it. And like, and I just feel like there's just so much work that needs to be done. And even though a lot of things are challenging, but I feel like right now, as we are in the age of Aquarius, and all my light workers and all my change agents and all my people who want to work together to co-create a more inclusive and accessible society and a universe and a world for all. We have a lot of work to do, but this is also an amazing opportunity, because like yesterday was the solar eclipse, and that was my first time actually having the glasses and seeing the solar eclipse. And I just felt so powerful and so activated and stepping into my purpose. And I just feel like even though there's so much work that needs to be done, it's a grand opportunity for us to create the world that we want to see, to actually have that opportunity of that utopia of a society. And I want to play this next video about like Issa Rae, and she talking about like like her journey within like the film industry.
You know, traditionally, so you always, like, the way to break into Hollywood before as a writer was to write a spec script, which means like you write a show. Like if you like The Office, you'd write a sample script of The Office, and then you try to find an agent and get with that. But that's
it's
hard.
Like a demo.
Exactly that,
Right.
a demo. And that was hard. You know, you had to have connections to even get somebody to look at it. And well, I had ideas for movies, and I had these opportunities, and I'd have these meetings, and like the general consensus was like the work. I had Black characters, and everything that I did in the consensus at the time was, there's no audience for this, or you have to make it more multicultural, which means, make it white. And it just got frustrating. And at the same time, like, I was always on the internet. I've been on the internet since I was like.
And you still go on the internet.
I'm still on the internet.
You still have the YouTube channel that you started.
We still do all of that. But I was like just obsessed with talking to strangers online when I was younger, and then it just was a natural to build a community. And so like when Facebook came out, with Twitter, all that, I was just constantly building community and just making content online to make myself laugh, to make my friends laugh, and then I just took it seriously.
And I think that's important what she said. It's all about building community. And I know for me, that was like a hard concept for me to understand, especially after being in a near-death car accident. Like I talk about a lot, but my frontal lobe was severely damaged, which like severely impacted my social and organization skills. So I'm finally getting back at a place where it's more easier for me to communicate with people and to socialize with others. And that's like, and I know for me, like social media has been like a coping tool for me while I was in my journey of isolation and loneliness, trying to find my place back in life and trying to re-enter into an inaccessible society as a traumatic brain injury survivor. So social media became like a coping mechanism for me. But social media is also a powerful tool for neurodivergent individuals to maintain ownership of their narrative. But yet, a lot of these large social media platforms like Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, whatever you want to name it, isn't inclusive and accessible for neurodivergent individuals. And that's where I come to disrupt all of this. And what else Issa has said in the interview, like a lot of times what a lot of Black creators here, when we meet with different agents or representation, like we often get told like, oh, there's not an audience for this and we got to fight to the nail just to get heard or just so our work can be seen. But then we think about like Black Panther and how that set the world on blaze and how that's the #1 like superhero movie of Marvel. So I mean, make it make sense. And this is why, like, I'm tired of asking, I'm tired of begging to be seen and want to be included. This is why I am creating my own, and I'm officially will be having my first event on April 24th, where I will be doing a workshop specifically on the iconic Wendy Williams, detailing her journey from being a trailblazer as a personality on Celebrity Gossip to like her journey of becoming a neurodivergent Black woman, and how we seen how her documentary and her experience is a great example of how neurodivergent Black women pain is being silenced due to medical racism and exploitation within Hollywood media. So I'm gonna play this last video, then we gonna get on out of here. This is the trailer. I'm so proud of myself. I think this is amazing, and y'all will too because I'm freaking dope. And yes, and that's Orta. So I'm reminded of the journey filled with heartache and reflection, where I dim my light just to fit into an inaccessible society. It's still a journey of grieving, taking it one day at a time, one baby step at a time. But tonight, we ignite a new chapter as we pioneer the world's first neurodivergent focused social media production company. Our fabulous keynote speaker. I'm very appreciative for this opportunity.
Hi there, everyone. Thank you, Fya, for such a warm and energetic introduction. I knew the moment I met you that we had to figure out ways to work and collaborate on that incredible energy that you have. I'm going to tell you a little bit about our organization. So one of my observations, and you should tell me if this is correct or intentional, but it seemed like there was an incredible dichotomy with the fashion where parts of it would have more historical elements and parts of it would be more modern, right? And it seemed like both were incorporated into what the protagonists were wearing.
Yeah. So when we wanted to, like, in the beginning, we had all white to represent like that purity, because like both of us, we sustained a traumatic brain injury. So I at the age of 13, and the other character later in adulthood. So like just represent like being born like an able-bodied person, and then something detrimental happening to us that transform our reality. I was first on this mission when I first learned about tech companies that have initiatives that support neurodivergent individuals. I'm like, I wonder if neurodivergent individuals are at the decision-making table. And it's glad to hear that y'all involve so many neurodivergent individuals and empower them to be leaders and to help make those decision-making skills. And that's like, I'm glad that we're working together and to continue to build. So I'm very excited. Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up, beautiful?